Hello everyone, so welcome to another episode here on Gorbad Ironclaw. So, time for a very short episode actually. So we do finish the walk. The treasury would not be fine, but the scrap is tremendous. 800 is really a lot. But I'm under threat. As you can see, there's a war declaration. Nurgle declared war, so I really am going to need either super squigs, feral wyverns. I think I'm going to go with the spidery doom. I can always do something else with those guys. You know, they're armor piercing, mobile. I always favor mobility over anything else. And yeah, the fact that Nurgle has declared war, it's no surprise. Like I told you, it was bound to happen because of course they would have, yeah, let me recruit these guys. I don't know if there's any Nurgle army that I need to go to receive already, so gotta be careful. But yeah, the biggest problem is that Nurgle declared war because I lost that army against, you know, a skull, literally. And now the money that I earned from that, you know, sea goodie is being wasted on defending against Nurgle. But okay, it's just some more battles. So I'm gonna have to fight this army. I think I'm gonna fight this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fight with this army because you've seen it against the, you know, a garrison army, but I wanted you to see against that good, let's say, army from Khorne and see how it works, especially with some of the improvements now that I have a little bit more skills. So it's such a shame of that mushroom addicted man. I wish there was something for the orcs there. So yeah, okay, let me force march. I did buy Oglok the Horrible. So I advanced a few turns, of course. I did buy Oglok the Horrible so that I can recruit, you know, an army full of Orc Boar Boys and Orc Boar Boy Biggins. And Ragnik is going to go all the way up to deal with Ungrim. And over here, I think I can keep... Well, maybe I would do one ambush. But I'm definitely running out of tactics to equip. So I really need to develop some of these guys. They need to go to level 30, where, you know, tactics no longer cost. You know, they're forever. So as long as I don't, they no longer have a duration. It's infinite. So that's great. And I really need to get both Ragnik and the third lord. So that I don't spend too many the plan, you know? Yeah, lead the charge. It takes 3 turns. That's the perfect one that I wanted. And this guy's level 28. Come on, just 2 more levels. And that's why I was mentioning the other day that mentor is such an important skill. I don't use it. I feel like it's like lightning strike. It's kind of like cheating a little bit. Not cheating. It makes it so much easier. So I like to have some limitations. And you can see that the AI responds really well. So maybe with the beta advances, maybe I'll shift it up, you know, and change a little bit of my playstyle to adapt if the AI turns, you know, much stronger. But so far it doesn't feel like it. So it already tells me Pyrrhic victory. There's a lot of corn dogs there. There's some Chaos Warriors halberds, but most of it is the dangerous part is the exalted bloodletters. But I have the perfect tool for that. So I have some units in Vanguard to deal with some Chaos Warhounds, and then a 3-line idea. So with the front line being the Night Goblin Fanatics, the second line being the Archers, and of course the third line, the Monsters, the Trolls, and the Colossal Squigs. I really love the addition of the Colossal Squigs. It just makes it so that you can have like a full Squig army, Night Goblin army, and you have a single entity monster, which you didn't have previously. So it's just such a nice addition. Even though monsters were already very used up in the greenskins, it's not like they needed too many, but still, that's always nice to have. And overall, I'm trying just to avoid engaging those halberds and just destroying the 3 units of Chaos Warhounds. So yeah, 3 units of Chaos Warhounds. I'm going to go with those units, try to move them completely to the other side. As you notice, I'm just moving the troll unit there in case he attacks. but I think the Night Goblins, the Night Squigs are going to be able to reach there in time. So I want my archers firing on anything. Always think this way. Fire anything that doesn't have shields. It doesn't matter if it has armor. Trust me. You have to. Of course, if it has low armor, it's more vulnerable to missile fire. But the biggest deterrent is shields. Just make sure that you never hit a unit that has shields, and you're doing way better than many situations. Of course, you can hit a unit that has shields on the back, and the shield is without effect. But typically you want to hit the halberd units, the spear units, the unshielded units with your missile units, just to make sure. That's a very typical approximation. Of course, there's some variances, but just make sure that you avoid those shielded units as much as you can. So, sending in the Night Goblins. I preemptively sent the Vortex. That was bad. It took away more of my units than the enemies. But that was just because I was focused on sending orders everywhere, so I thought, yeah, let me send this out. And then I sent the overall charging order, and that's what happened. So now there's a better vortex from the goblins. But overall, the enemy is actually taking heavy losses. Actually, you know. So over here I managed, but as you can see, with heavy losses, because there's a unit of spawn of Khorne. Those are dangerous against the squigs, because they are not really well prepared to fight anything large. So I was holding back a Colossal Squig and a Troll unit for no reason whatsoever. That's because I forgot about them. I make those mistakes too. So whenever you play, just make sure you don't make that mistake, because, yeah, well, that's going to punish you. So I'm hitting with my archers, just try to cross fire. You know, so I'm attacking with the archer on my and attacking a unit that is unshielded on the other side, and vice versa. On the left hand, I'm attacking the other unit. Anything that is unshielded or that is a large target, you can always safely attack without causing too much friendly fire. Over here, I thought I had moved them out of the way, but I didn't. So there's a little bit more losses than I was expecting. But of course, with my Colossal Squigs going after the enemy lord and my own lord going after the enemy lord, soon they have nothing left. And my front line did fine. As you can see, you know, these are Exalted Bloodletters, but still I survived with every single unit, and I even could have done things better. So of course, it's not like we're fighting Chosen of Khorne here, but still, this is not the sort of army that you would send against Chosen of Khorne. This is the sort of army that you want to do this, to fight the weaker armies or the different armies from the enemy. He survived with a lot of units due to the demonic survival thing. I think I want more army replenishment, but that one I'll fight with Gorbad. I'll just send this guy to replenish. So basically, he's now on garrison duty. That's what he's going to be on. Sadly, he cannot move towards those guys. Do I want I would want regimental for the less upkeep. Yeah, indeed. Keep pulsing. It doesn't seem like it's good. You know, just the aura leadership effect. Of course, it's the leadership effect with goblins is kind of important, but they already get a little bit of it from the red line skills. So let's just get nasty squigs and red line stuff. Oh, I have plenty of skill points. This guy's leveling up really nicely. So yeah, I want that for the Colossal Squigs, and yeah, I don't think I need anything else. Ard lads and Savage, no. Already have the big lads and the riders and the Gobbos, so let's go for the blue line. Actually, in this case, I'm gonna go for the blue line. Yeah, so looter, I prefer the option there to loot. Holy mess. And this still doesn't have the empowering shrooms and everything like that. So you can imagine how powerful this army will be with all the buffs later on. You know, the more it develops with the scrap, then it will become an army that can actually fight Chosen. But for now, it doesn't. Now, it isn't. And this is turn 78. I predict this army, if it keeps fighting, 22 skill points. So once it reaches level 30, this army, like at around turn 90, maybe less than that, then it will be a very powerful army, because I'll get all the scrap upgrades, or a few scrap upgrades for them, and that was going to be nice. So, gonna auto-resolve this one here. Yep.
Take their stuff and let them go.
Gonna auto-resolve there, and
Gonna take the long walk, lads.
spread control, that's for sure. And I'm very quickly moving towards having a WOG as well. So let me recruit units here. I could get some giants. Well, I already have single entities. What I don't have is a front line. Do I want black orcs? Do I have the 2 turns? Do I have the income for it? Well, I just gained some income. Yeah, I don't think I need those. I think I'll do this, and instead I'll do one more arrow unit or a troll. Well, I do want our arrow units, because Nurgle is vulnerable to some missile fire. Okay, so you always should have a little bit of missile fire. It would be more vulnerable to artillery, but just like always happens, I don't have my artillery close to where I need to use it. I don't want an alliance with Clan Scryer there, because I'll be against Clan Angrund. And yeah, I can still earn the money here. What do I want there? Yeah, I want to wait until Lead the Charge is available, or Heavy Metal Marching. Eventually, I don't want Regimental on my armies, because I won't need the upkeep reduction. But so far, I'm just trying to see if I can get some good buildings going. Everything is of income is here already, so that's cool. And it's kind of sad, because people have been talking about how the mutually exclusive income buildings, you know, doesn't really help. And that's a big problem, because it doesn't really help the economy of the greenskins. You now have to go all around in terms of looting, or just having basic income. And really, I am undecided what would have been the best choice, because of course, if you're only fighting with a few armies, the loot per battle is fine. But once you have a lot of armies fighting all the time, well, I guess you could have a looting economy, but it's still it's kind of weird, you know. It's one of those that I don't like to recommend to any new player, because it can backfire heavily, and suddenly you don't have the money. Okay, but I think with the general progress of how this campaign has been ongoing, it's kind of good. So as I was predicting, actually, and there's a big problem here, I spent a couple turns, and I have to retreat some of these armies, because there's 2 armies from Ungrim nearby. And I really don't have... I think I have enough to deal with it, but that's a ton of infantry. That's like, what, 20 units of infantry? That's ridiculous. And he can have something else around there. So, the Greenskins actually have this nice set of heroes that are so cheap. And I'm just checking Wissenland. It does seem that Wissenland is doing the staying around and listening stuff, so they are not attacking even though they have armies. So yeah, where's Scarman? Scarman gotta be around here, that's for sure. So I'm gonna lose all those plans there, and one more turn to get this. That's kind of fine. Ragnik's Spiderclaw is here. So finally I'm gonna have... Okay, I can scrap upgrade here. What should I go for? Don't think so. Like, can you imagine all those units with the full scrap upgrades? It's just terrifying. So the reload time reduction there would be nice, but I really want those big banner boys. You know? There we go. It's not a lot. It's a lot of scrap, yes, but I want at least to focus on 3 armies to get all those scrap upgrades. So turn 80 and I have like 3 armies worth of scrap upgrades nearly completed. I don't have any single one complete, but still, that's what I mean, where scrap could have a little bit more incentive. Maybe with, each province could give you 1 per turn or something like that.
Watch out.
Okay, I really don't want a defensive alliance because he's at war with Bordelot. But I want anything that I can from these guys. Any money that I can get from them, it's good. Exiles of Khorne need to get destroyed, and then likely I'm going to be at war with Bretonnia or anything like that. So yeah, this is coming up to be a nice campaign. I'm very late in terms. Okay, do I want to recruit this unit or not? I'm very late in terms of what I wanted for my objectives. Like 1050, I thought I would have the short victory, and it's 79 now. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna have a lot of upkeep, so this guy needs to wait until better moment exists. Spite Pack Pitter is gonna give him a lot of units to the other units, so there's a lot of stuff going on, but that'll be next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.